Hey, how's it going? I think I'm gonna rant with this one because I'm not sure even what I think or how I feel about this. I saw today that Trey 24K released his announcement that there's a community-led initiative to delete cheaters or whatever. So you can join this Discord and submit, your POV to have these streamers and supposedly experienced players, and they will review, and if it passes 2 levels of scrutiny and both people say, yep, that's a cheater, they'll send it off to Battle State for their review. Now granted, that doesn't inherently mean that that person's going to be banned, right? Because the onus ends up being on BSG, and they'll make their final decision. And so, I mean, the idea of it is just expedite the cheating process, or the catching cheater, that process, right? So Trey set up this group of people to speed this process along. And when I first heard about it, I thought, cool. I mean, sure, it doesn't hurt anything, right? More is better. It just adds to the ability to catch these cheaters. But as I've been ruminating on it and just kind of letting it sit, I'm a little conflicted, because if it were any other game, I think I'd be more okay with it. But because of how Tarkov is and how it plays and how its netcode works and how shit the server is at giving you the correct information, I just don't know. I mean, we've seen so many instances, where humans make mistakes, right? But I don't know that. I don't know, man. There's so many situations where I feel like it sounds good on paper, and then I sit down and think about it, and I go, okay, wait, hold on. My first issue with it is it's one point of view. It is just one player's perspective, okay? The game constantly gives you bad information. I mean, right now we even have invisible players. So for one person's client, an individual 100% looks like they're cheating. If that's all there is to base it off of, then any reviewer would say, oh yeah, he's cheating, that player's invisible, when it's actually like a game issue. And that is an example, right? That is not, I'm not saying that it's just invisible players. It's just an example. Another part of it is I joined the Discord and took a look, and I saw the people who are in that next tier of reviewing the cheater clips, and there's some of them that I've sat in their streams and I see them call out players that they say are cheating, where, being a player with 5,000 hours, let's say that, the streamer has 8,000, I have 5,000. At some point you pass a threshold of knowledge. We both know the same things. We both know about the desync, the right hand peek, the way that can look really weird when you swing into a room. It just looks like you're locked on laser beam to somebody's head. And you know about these things, the bad audio cues. I mean, I just don't. From my perspective, there have been times that these people have said that guy's 100% cheating, and I go, actually, I think you just fucked up. You made a bad play. I've done the same thing. I've said people are cheating. I clip it and I show it to Bad Video or one of my other friends, and they're like, dude, you're just shit. He's not cheating. And then we sit there and I go, oh yeah, I see it now. I'm a dumbass. It's me. And I just don't. I've seen these people do it, and I just don't know. I wouldn't be okay. Let me also say, I wouldn't be in any way worried about this if BSG had ever shown that they really care about catching cheaters through other means aside from just clips, right? So I don't feel like they do any sort of, I don't feel, right, that this is anecdotal. I do not feel that they do any sort of statistical bans, right? I don't feel like they look at, the KD stat, and you can't look at one of these things, right? It has to be a package deal. You want to look at how many shots they're hitting, their accuracy, where on the body they're hitting, things like how fast is their character moving across the map, if they can even see that, right? Because there could be some of these cheats that render off to the side and give the servers false information. But point being, if BSG has ever shown any of that, which I don't feel like they have. I mean, look at daily, you have people putting 30, 40 Letixes up in a single package, these level 5 accounts. And I would imagine that if I had an anti-cheat team, I would say, hey, just code a flag on an account automatically. If it lists 40 LEDXs, just go and trace the item ID and say, when did they pull that? How, like, did they pull 40 in a night? Because then I'd say, that's a little weird. Then I would look at other information about the account. You can't ever look at one thing and say 100% a cheater. This guy has a 60 KD. What if he only, what if he does a Kev and only pulls night raids and shoots scavs or whatever? But you know what I mean. So I don't even mean to give the streamers flack, because we're all human. We all make mistakes, and everyone has good intentions with this. Obviously, the path to hell is paved with good intentions, whatever. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. So I don't know. I'm just conflicted. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I like want to see, but here's an example, right? I'm gonna play an example of a streamer who got cheated on.
Right. Oh, he's hacking.
Yeah, did you see how that guy was like wiggling back and forth and teleporting? Well, actually, that's not a cheater. That's me. I have a shitty name in game, purposefully to trigger people. I was clearly playing against somebody who didn't have the best connection, and so on his end, it looks scuffed as hell. All I did, when you watch my PV, I just walk up and do a little, the circle strafe. That's it. There was nothing fancy. It's not good gameplay. I didn't do anything fantastical. But it's situations like this. If you see one POV and then you see my name, like he did, oh, level 48, he's a cheater. And there's going to be people in the comments who are like, well, then don't make your name something like that. And I go, okay, well, if you're going to say there's certain names that are definitely going to get me banned, BSG, write me a list. Write me a list of names that I'm not allowed to use, because that is silly if you're going to look at just this small combination. Oh, I'm sorry, am I not allowed to have a white name anymore too? Does that put me on the sus meter? I get it. I don't know. It just wears me out. I don't know how I feel about this. It's weird. I feel a little iffy. I feel like BSG has to be very responsible with this program, because Trey and the team of people he's put together are doing something that they feel is right and that they feel is necessary. And it is a good thing that the community wants to be more involved. However, dude, Battlestate, I swear you fucking take this seriously and take these reports seriously. Don't just pull the whole, the streamer I trust DM me a name, so I ban. Yeah, their stats look a little iffy. His KD might be a little high. Let's just stop there and ban. I don't know. I would basically want, before they move forward with this process, I would want something on Battlestate's end. Give us a Tarkov TV of just a sit down, not Nikita, any other PR guy. Have just a PR guy come down and be like, yes, we are going to be working this program, and here are the kind of things that we're going to be looking for. Vaguely, right? You can't say specifically what stats they're going to be analyzing, otherwise cheaters will just fuck with those stats. But you understand, it's right now it's very one-sided, because Trey puts out this massive announcement saying like, we are working with Battlestate Games, and yet Battlestate Games is silent. So they should come out and say something, talk us through how this process is going to work on their end, because right now I don't have just straight faith that like this group of people, in combination of just the bans over at whatever anti-cheating team, if they have one, kind of deal. I don't know, man. That's what I want. Whatever. This is a shitty rant video. Yeah, I don't know. See y'all.